What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, if you guys are new around, hit that subscribe button. Please like, comment down any questions you guys have or any reviews you guys want to see in the future. But yeah, I know you guys are here for the title of the video. Super stoked about this one. There you guys go. Leave it right there. But yeah, so let's just get right monitor. So I know a lot of people right now are searching for OLED, but if you want something that just needs that brightness, that HDR impact, that full screen brightness, and plus if you're not just doing gaming or video watching, if you guys edit videos, stuff like that, this might be good. I know it's a VA panel, but you ain't got to worry about burning, nothing like that. Let's go over the specs real quick. Yes, it is quantum dot mini LED. You got local dimming right there. It says, hold on. Sorry about that, guys. My settings are, what the heck. All right, so you got local dimming. That actually 2,304 precise dimming zones. Let's see how good TCL algorithm do on their monitors. 4K, it's 165 refresh rate, and you have HDR 1400, so that means it could go up or past 1400 nits. There was another thing that I wanted to go over on it real quick with you guys before I open it up. So 1400 nits, okay. All right, well, I guess that's it. So those are just the specs on paper. Let's get it hooked up and we'll go from there. There you have it. Packaging's done special. You get your stand. I have no idea what this is. Oh, your cable accessories. Feels just like an LG packaging, what LG would send. And then you got your power adapter. Holy crap, that's a big power brick for the monitor. All right, and then if you guys are interested in what the stand looks like, I actually like the way it looks like. If you bought an Alienware monitor OLED, then that's what it looks like. That's what it reminds me of. There's the packaging, nothing special. All right, what is up, guys? Got the monitor all unboxed, set up right here next to my LG C4 42-inch OLED. So yeah, let's just jump right into it, guys. So the design of the monitor, mostly plasticky, like decent quality, build quality. You guys can see the lights. It has the little lights going long right there, and then the base right there. So if you end up using a monitor arm, you will not be able to use the lights because the way it clicks in, you have to have it on the stand for it to use it. But those are the lights, guys. If you go into your settings right here, go into game mode, go down to ambient light, you guys will have different settings. You can have running light, static blue, static red, stuff like that. So that's the running light one, and that's what it looks like. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You can't really see them on the dark. Let's see what else I want to go over. The build quality, guys, it's not the best. It's pretty much all plastic. At least I think on the Alienware ones, the base was metal. This part's metal right here, but other than that, the rest is plastic, even around the monitor right here. So all plastic, guys. Let's see what else I want to jump into. Build quality, so yeah, not the best. Also, the brick on this, oh my goodness, let me move this out the way. Look at this chungus brick, guys. Look at this. This is my hand. Look how thick this is. This is the biggest brick, pause, I've ever used on a monitor. Hands down, the biggest brick. So okay, so let's go into the settings. Let's go. I know you guys are wondering, so let's see. Game mode, you guys have FreeSync Premium Pro, your dark, I don't know, this dark part brightening just, it's kind of like messes again with the dark part. So if you want it to be like you're using FPS games and you want the blacks to be a little brightened, that's what that is. You have your response time, which is normal, fastest. The one I say keep it on is right in the middle, because if you put it on fastest, you're gonna get a lot of overshoot. You have your crosshairs, timer, again, your ambient light in the back, refresh rate. So this will just put on, if you press refresh rate for that, all it does is put your refresh rate up in the corner and let you know what you're getting. So I'm gonna turn that off. And then you have your overclocking switch. Go down. So local dimming, off. So you can see the screen just brightened up pretty good. So local dimming off gives you the brightest picture. Standard makes it a little better. Medium gets darker. If you want it on high for the best blacks and less blooming, it sucks because this takes away from the highlights. We'll get into that a little later. The good thing about this is your local dimming, once it's enabled, and HDR and SDR, you can still mess with your brightness. So you could have your brightness up or down. The only thing you can't mess with, your contrast is locked, sharpness, saturation. So you can't mess with your gamma once you are in HDR mode. Let me see something. So let me see, once I turn it off, you still can't mess with your gamma, and I'm wondering why. I'm thinking it's because it's on HDR. So let's put that on high. Let me go into the settings real quick. Let me see if I turn HDR off. If now it'll let me mess with the gamma and all that stuff. So let's go back into there. And all the clouding you see on the monitor, guys, it's not there. My camera isn't the best camera. I will say that. Oh, so now your local dimming, you could have your local dimming with your SDR on, and you'll be able to have control over your gamma and your contrast, everything else. So the only thing is, when you have HDR on, the only thing you have control over is your brightness and saturation. So you can't mess with your gamma, you can't mess with nothing like that. So yeah, for all you SDR, HDR, local dimming questions, there you go. All right, so you have your, then you have your color profile, which is your standard, warm, cool, user. I usually leave mine on standard. You have your input, which again, I forgot to go over. You have your HDMI ports in the back. You have two HDMI 2.1 ports. You have your display port 1.4. You have a Type-C. Then you have your upstream port for like updates and all that. And then you have your regular USB. You have two USB for you can put your keyboard and your mouse in. And then the KVM switch, so it has two HDMI. So you could plug in your computer and you could plug in your laptop, and you'll be able to run it with one mouse and one keyboard. So the KVM on this does work. What else? Scenario modes. So you have your Office, DCI-P3, sRGB, Adobe, FPS, blah, 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 all that. Settings. So there's your KVM, your volume, shortcut keys. You could turn off DCS. So if you don't want to use display compression, you could turn it off or on this. Standby charge for your USB-C. And then let's see. And that's it. So that's all the settings for the monitor, guys. So viewing angles, again, all that, whatever you see right here is just reflection. I'm gonna turn off my light. Hopefully this helps a little bit. So again, let me lock in so you can see the brightness of my monitor. My other monitor is throwing it off. So this right here, it's not there. Let me get to a point to where show you actually what I'm seeing. There we go. Look at them blacks, guys. That is insane for an LED, mini LED monitor. It's crazy. Okay, so where are we at? Viewing angles. Sorry, my sandals are squeaking all over the place. So, okay, so right in the middle, you can see it's the darkest point. No shift, no shift, no shift. So when you get off, you have to be pretty far off to your left right there, see? Then you start getting really bad color shift. So the viewing angles on this isn't that bad, guys. You get a slight color drop on the edge right here, but it doesn't until you get really, really far off where you start seeing like real bad viewing angles. I will say that this HVA panel, I've definitely had worse with my Samsung Neo G8. The color shift on that was horrible. And on this, even off-centered, guys, like you can't really see that much blooming. Like, of course, you're going to still see blooming, but it's not bad. Look at this is what you're seeing, guys. Look at that. That's my OLED monitor. Perfect blacks. And then you go back to this. It's not bad, guys. Let me turn off, let me show you guys what local dimming. So if you want it a little brighter, go in, turn it to medium. So you get brighter. You want it the brightest, go to standard, but then look at your blacks. Look how, so this, let me turn it all the way off. So that's what the VA looks like. This is what the VA panel looks like. You don't see no light bleed. Yes, it did get a little grayer right there, but you don't see no light bleed, like little spots or nothing. It's all uniform, which is not bad. So again, if you want the best blacks, watch it go, boom. But then your highlights get dimmed down. That's the only thing. If you want to leave it like the best of both worlds, just leave it on medium. Leave it on medium. You're gonna have a little bit more blooming, but you get better highlights and better brightness. Or if you just want the best contrast you could get, leave it on high and go from there. So let's compare the two. Look at that. Can you really tell the difference? Honestly. Again, matte, glossy. So you're gonna tell the difference in that. More pixel density, less pixel density. So, all right, let's get into the next segment. Oh yeah, guys, sorry, I forgot to say that scan lines. I haven't had no scan lines. I gamed on it. I played Call of Duty. I played Spider-Man. Spider-Man was when I had my Neo G8. That was where I had the worst scan lines. And on my copy, this panel, I have not seen no scan lines. The 2-3 days I have been testing it, no scan lines. So good to go on the scan lines on this one. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, you guys asked for it. You guys wanted this ghosting video, which it isn't bad. And again, all the uniformities you see on my camera, it's because there's lighting sources coming from this way, lighting sources coming from this way. The panel, it's perfect. There's no uniformity issues, just my camera, I guess. But there you guys have it. You guys wanted the UFO test. The black smearing on this panel is actually pretty good. When I have a light background and a dark, when I have a dark background and like a white picture up front, I don't see no black smearing or vice versa. So it's good in that department. So I'm just gonna leave this here for a second, guys, so you guys could see that the panel isn't that bad. You guys can slow it down, do what you want. When I have it on the 165 hertz, the max refresh rate, I don't see no black smearing. I mean, it's not gonna be OLED, but again, it's good. It's really good for an HVA panel. All right, for this segment, guys, I'm just gonna play a little bit of the video for you. Right side is OLED, left side is the LCD. TCL. Excuse me if my hands are all over the place. I should have got a tripod for this. That blooming, you don't see it to the naked eye. See the difference in the whites though? I think it's because I have my OLED on cool and I have the LED TCL on warm. Look how good that looks though. Look at that. For an LED, mini LED, it's good. I wanted more brightness and more contrast from an LED, mini LED, but can't have it all, I guess. So, should you guys buy this monitor, or should you guys buy a budget OLED monitor? We'll get into that at the outro of the video, guys. I will let you know. I will give you my input. This is coming from someone that has mini LEDs in his living room and OLEDs throughout the bedrooms. So I have a mixture of mini LEDs and OLEDs in my house. Wait. Before I end the video, I forgot to mention one thing for my SDR local dimming people out there. I just wanted, this is part of the cons. So another con I forgot to throw in there was that when you are using your cursor in SDR with local dimming, you guys will see your cursor getting dimmer and brighter, because that's your cursor passing over each dimming zone. So it's distracting. So I would recommend, if you're using this in SDR mode or even HDR mode, on like for work or anything in Windows, just turn off local dimming. That way it's not so distracting. So yeah. All right, guys, thank you. All right, so this is what it looks like with the lights on, guys. Sorry, I'm all over the place again. Let's turn this down a little so you see what I'm seeing. All right, guys, so let's see. So let's go over some cons. Cons, the local dimming in SDR is really distracting. So that's probably one of the biggest cons, and I'm going to leave this right here for you guys to see. I know the higher you set the local dimming, the more dimmer it gets, which leaves the whole point out of getting a mini LED, right? Because you want those brighter highlights. But with the TCL's local dimming, it's very aggressive and it dims down those highlights. I mean, it still has a full screen brightness, but I want those 2 to 5% peak highlights where it's hitting 1700 nits. When I look at it compared to the OLED, where my OLED only hits between 800 and 1000 nits, my OLED looks brighter. And I know it's because it has that per pixel dimming and it's able to turn off each pixel. But again, this should be brighter, but it does not look brighter. Let's see, when local dimming is set to high, yeah, it dims down the highlight too much. TCL, I know TCL does this to take away the blooming, I assume. I'd rather have a little more blooming, but yeah. Also, the panel gets extremely hot, guys. Like even touching it now on the vents, it gets hot. Like, oh my goodness. But yeah, it gets really hot to the touch. Matte screen. This matte screen is on the stronger side. I've never complained about a matte screen before. My old LG 45 GX 958 was a matte OLED 45-inch. I love that panel. Never had trouble with matte before, but for some reason this one I'm having troubles with. I've never complained about a matte screen before. This one is on the stronger side. The legs on this, oh my god, look how much they stick out. So if you got a small desk, like I could easily take mine off right there, my monitor off right there, put this one up there and be happy. But if you got a small desk where these legs are going to protrude out, you're going to be hitting the legs with your keyboard and mouse. It sucks. So yeah, that's that. Too much, and yeah, it takes up. Okay, so should you get this over a budget OLED? I would actually spend $550 if you're looking for a 27-inch monitor. There is the tandem OLED, the GX700A. See, look how much better that looks. And this ain't even quantum dot. It is crazy. This is quantum dot, and look how much the colors look better on the OLED. It should not be like that. But I would just get the tandem OLED from LG right now if you're looking to or get a monitor right now. That's what I recommend to you guys. If not, just get a 32-inch QD OLED monitor. They're probably on sale right now for Black Friday. So I believe this monitor could be very, very good if they did some firmware updates And if they brightened some of those scenes where that's why we come to this, why we go to mini LEDs, because we want that punch. We want that HDR punch. We want them highlights. We want that full screen brightness with that contrast. This has the contrast, the blooming on point, but again, the local dimming TCL provides is just, I don't know. It dims the screen to where it looks like the OLED is brighter. Yeah, guys, so that's that. Let's see. The full screen brightness. All right, guys, well, I think that's it. If there's any questions you guys have in the comment section, let me know. Again, I know this video was rushed. I only had 2 days to work on it. People were asking me on Reddit, on Instagram, on Facebook to get it out. So I just figured, all right, I'll get it out, test it a little bit as much as I can, and get it out to you guys. So yeah, as always, live, laugh, love. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Never hit on success. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and we out. Peace.